Hi students, today we are discussing about mass defect and nuclear binding energy. Mass defect and nuclear binding energy. Experimentally, scientists found that the actual mass of stable nucleus is always lesser than the total mass of constituent nucleons. What they found? The actual mass of a stable nucleus is always lesser than the total mass of constituent nucleons. Nucleon is nothing but in a nucleus, the total number of protons and neutrons are combinedly named as nucleons. Okay, so collectively named. So anywhere you are using the word of nucleon, that is resembles to the both protons and neutrons, not individuals. Okay, so they experimentally found this value: actual mass of the nucleus lesser than total mass of the constituent nucleons. So the difference in the total mass of constituent nucleons, otherwise you may write the total mass of protons and neutrons also, and actual mass of nucleus. The difference in total mass of proton plus neutron and actual mass of the nucleus is named as the mass defect. So mass defect is defined as difference in total mass of protons and neutrons, proton plus neutron, and actual mass of the nucleus. So in order to get the formula for the mass defect, let us take one element x, z, a. Here, what is z? Z indicates number of protons na, and a indicate mass number. Mass number is nothing but z plus n na. So if you want only number of neutrons, then what is n value? A minus z. So these are the numbers. Now we have mp. mp is the mass of each proton. mn. mn is the mass of each neutron. Then first of all you may found total mass of protons and neutrons. So number of protons are z. Each proton have the mass mp. So zmp. Next, number of neutrons. Number of neutrons a minus z. Okay, otherwise you may use n, but generally the nucleus is given in the form of this symbol xz. That's why a minus z, and mass of the neutron indicated by mn. This indicates total mass of protons and neutrons. Okay, now xz have certain actual mass, that is called m. What is m? Actual mass of stable nuclei xz. So subtract with the m, then we got mass defect. So what is the formula for mass defect? Mass defect is equal to zmp plus a minus z into mn minus m. Here z atomic number or mass number of protons, mp mass of each proton, A minus Z in number of neutrons, Mn mass of the each neutron minus actual mass of the nucleus. Okay, this is about the mass defect. Defect is nothing but here difference in the mass. Difference in the mass. Now, okay, I understood the definition of mass defect, but where this loss of energy will be goes. What happens? Because you are saying inside the nucleus, so this loss of energy is how they are converted. Okay, this mass defect is converts into binding energy of the nucleus. Okay, this mass defect is appears as binding energy of the nuclei. Means, let us take some protons and some neutrons. Okay, they are different. They are all try to combine to form a nuclei. So in this nuclei we have the proton, neutron. They are individuals here. They are combined to form as a stable nucleus. Okay. During this formation, they emit the binding energy. They emit some energy, na? That energy is named as the binding energy. Clear? Okay. So, what is the definition of binding energy? Binding energy is nothing but the energy released when protons and neutrons combine to form a nucleus. Again, what is the definition of binding energy? Energy released when protons and neutrons are combined to form a stable nucleus. Okay, we can give another definition also. Let us see. I am considering one nucleus consisting of some protons and neutrons. Now, I may given certain energy to this nuclei. Okay, then if this energy is sufficient to split this nuclei, then immediately we have individual protons and neutrons. So here what happens? This binding energy is utilized to split the nucleus into constituent nucleons. Okay, so we have another definition for the binding energy. The minimum energy required to split the stable nucleus into constituent nucleons is also named as binding energy. Okay, two definitions. According to this one, the energy released when protons and neutrons are combined to form a stable nucleus. For this one, the minimum energy required to split the nucleus into constituent nucleons. Okay, so this is about mass defect and binding energy. Copy it. Now we would like to give the relation between the binding energy and the mass defect. For that, I am considering Einstein's mass energy relation. According to this Einstein mass energy equivalence, binding energy is nothing but delta m into c square. Okay, E is equal to mc square we know na. E is equal to mc square. From that, binding energy is equal to delta m into c square. Here delta m nothing but mass defect. So if all the masses means mass of proton, mass of neutron and actual mass of the nucleus given in kgs, And C, we know the value of the speed of the light 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Then the binding energy in terms of joules. Binding energy in terms of joules. Okay. So please check. Depending on given data, we can use this formula. If suppose all masses in AMU, atomic mass units they given. Okay, mass of the proton, mass of the neutron, and actual mass, everything given in atomic mass units. Then the formula for the binding energy is delta M into 931.5 million electron volts. So we are using two formulas here. One is in terms of joules, depending on the units of mass defect. And here, depending on units of masses in AMUs, then the binding energy is in terms of the million electron volts, MeVs. Okay. And binding energy is different for different nuclei. So it is varies. For all nuclei, it is not a common value. It is varies from one nuclei to the another nuclei. So you should always found the binding energy per nucleon. What you found? Binding energy per nucleon. So this binding energy per nucleon only said about the which nuclei is stable or which nuclei is unstable. It is not explained by the binding energy. Binding energy is different, binding energy per nucleon different. Okay, so binding energy per nucleon is represented by binding energy by mass number. Binding energy formula now only we got now. Delta M into 931.5 in MeVs by A. A is nothing but mass number. Okay. If binding energy per nucleon is more, that indicates the nucleus is more stable. If this value is less, thus indicates the nuclei is less stable. Okay. If anyone asks about stability, if they ask, then you go through the binding energy per nucleon, not by binding energy. Okay. Keep that point. Understand? And based on these things, let us try one numerical. Let us see this numerical. Question was, find the binding energy per nucleon for alpha particle from the following data. They given the mass of the helium nuclei, mass of proton, and mass of neutron in terms of AMUs. Okay, how can you get the formula for the binding energy per nucleon? So first of all, you may try to find the binding energy. For that, what they took? Alpha particle. Alpha particle symbol, doubly ionized helium atom na He2 4. Compare this one with XZA. Then, how many number of protons are available? 2. Number of neutrons? 4. Sir, 4 indicates the mass number, not the number of neutrons. Number of neutrons formula is what? A minus Z, not A. So, how many number of neutrons is there? 4 minus 2. Number of neutrons 2, number of protons also 2. Okay. So, for doing this numerical, do one thing. First found the mass defect. Mass defect represented by delta M na. The formula for the mass defect is ZMP plus A minus Z into Mn minus capital M. Capital M is the actual mass of the nucleus now. So found this value, delta M is equal to, what is the value of Z? Z 2. So 2 into mass of the proton given as 1.007277 plus A minus Z. A minus Z value 4 minus 2, 2 into mass of neutron 1.008665 Okay, minus actual mass also given 4.001265. Multiply these two and we can get the mass defect. For this I am using the calculator because the values are very less. So 2 into 1.007277 is the value is 2.014554 plus 2 into 1.008665 2.01733. If you combine these two, then 4.031884. Okay, here 4.001265. So here also minus 4.001265. So subtract this value. Then this value becomes 0.030619 AMU. So this is the value of the mass defect. Okay, so now we have the mass defect value. Next, found the binding energy. Binding energy have two formulas. One is delta M into C square. Another one is delta M into 931.5 MeV. Which formula is suitable here? All the masses given in AMUs now. So delta M into 931.5 MeV is the suitable formula for the binding energy. So we got the mass defect. What is the value of mass defect here? 0.030619 into 931.5. Both are multiplied. Then we got 28.5215 MeV. This is the binding energy of the alpha particle. But they are asking binding energy per nucleon, not binding energy. So binding energy per nucleon is nothing but 28.5215 by mass number. Mass number is nothing but 4. So it is divided with the 4. Then we got 7.130 MeV per nucleon. MeV per nucleon. In this way, the numericals you may try. Most important way of numericals continuously asked in the competitive examinations based on this. Again, they ask the binding energy per nucleon. For that, first you found the mass defect by using this formula. After getting the mass defect, formula for binding energy is delta M into 931.5. Then I got the energy in terms of the MeVs. Then binding energy per nucleon. So divided with the mass number 4, I got 7.130 MeVs per nucleon. Clear? Copy it. The next topic was binding energy curve. Binding energy curve means if you draw or if you plotted a graph between the binding energy per nucleon, units are MeV per nucleon, and here mass number. So binding energy per nucleon is a function of mass number. Then that curve is represented as binding energy curve. Okay, let us see what is the shape of the binding energy curve. Let us see the binding energy curve. Okay, Try to solve properly. From this binding energy curve, we have certain points. Okay, the first thing, let us see properly. In the entire diagram, deuteron, I wrote only mass numbers here. Deuteron have lesser binding energy per nucleon. Okay, because here starts from here now. The value of the deuteron is just 1.1 MeV per nucleon. Okay, binding energy per nucleon value how much? 1.1 only. Next, if the mass number increases, the value also increases continuously and reaches a maximum value here, verify. So, iron 56 has the highest binding energy. The value of the binding energy is 8.75. Okay. Third one. After increasing the mass number, again the binding energies fall down and reaching lower values. For uranium 238, the binding energy value is 7.6 MeV per nucleon. Understand? So, which one has the least value of binding energy per nucleon? Deuteron. Highest? Iron. In the entire mass numbers, iron has the highest stability. Okay? And the value is decreases with mass number, and the binding energy per nucleon value for uranium 238 is 7.6 MeV. Okay? These are the first point. Next point. Here, particularly, the mass number lies in between the 30 and 170. Properly check. 30 to 170, maximum all the nucleus have the same energy. Practically found that. I am not drawing this diagram. This is practically given. Okay. So, practically found that in between the 30 to 170, all the nuclei having the same binding energy. Nearly 8 MeVs. Okay. So, all are having the same binding energies means at this mass number range, it is independent on the atomic number. Binding energy per nucleon is independent on atomic number, particular in this region. This is because of nucleus having the nuclear forces. Nuclear forces are the short range forces. In the next topic, we are discussing about the nuclear forces. At that time, we are discussed briefly there. Okay, the reason behind this one is nuclear forces. Clear now? Next, below the mass number 30, are you saw? There are some peaks are observed. Okay, this is characteristic maxima and minima. What we observe? Characteristic maxima and minima. If A is less than 30. Okay, now here the maxima associated with the nuclei associated with nuclei having even number of protons and neutrons. Where we got the maximas here? Particularly in the diagram, this is the peak, this is the peak, this is the peak. Those peaks are having even number of protons and neutrons. Let us see. Helium 2 4 now. Number of protons are 2. Number of neutrons are 4 minus 2 2. Even number. Next, C6 12. 6 12 minus 6 6. Next, oxygen O8 16. 8 16 minus 8 8. So, equal number of protons and equal number of neutrons if you have, then the nucleus are more stable than compared with the minimas. So minima is associated with minima associated with the nuclei having odd number of protons and neutrons. So here lithium 3 6 for example, 3 is the atomic number and 6 minus 3 is the number of neutrons. So 3 3 odd numbers now. So if they have odd number of protons and neutrons, then minimas are associated. So here maximas and here minimas. Understand? And here peaks are observing now. The peaks which indicates that nuclei also having energy levels. It's a new point. Okay, like in an atom, around the nucleus, electrons are revolving in particular stationary orbit. We said in the Bohr theory now. Like that, inside the nucleus also, we have certain energy states, energy levels. Within that energy levels, protons and neutrons are always revolving. Okay, every energy state consisting of two protons or two neutrons with opposite spins. They are also having the spin. Keep in mind, protons and neutrons are also revolving around the center of nucleus. Okay, and they are also having the opposite spins. So in an orbit, both are having the opposite spins. Understand? This is the region number of shells we are observing before the 30. Understand? Next point. Lesser than 30 means lesser mass number. Lesser mass number, they are always try to combine to form a heavier nuclei. For example, hydrogens are generally combined to form a helium nuclei. Okay, generally hydrogens are combined to form the helium nucleus. Why? For getting the stability. Understand? This is generally obtained the value which is lesser than the 10, lesser than 20 or 30. Within this region only they are combined to form a heavier nuclei. And here, if the mass number is very huge, whenever the mass number is very huge, then that heavier nucleus, for example, uranium 235 nuclei, this heavier nuclei is not a capability of protecting the all the nucleons which are present inside the nucleus. Okay, so it is not capable to hold all the nucleons inside the nucleus. So whenever you can given certain amount of energy to this one, immediately by taking that energy, it will be splits into smaller nuclei. So lesser value are always try to combine, so it is related to the nuclear fusion. Fusion means adding. Lighter nuclei are adding, heavier nuclei splits. Splits means they are participating in nuclear fission process. Okay, so for explaining the nuclear fusion, we are taking lesser mass number nuclei, means lighter nucleus we are considering. For nuclear fission process, we are taking heavier nuclei. Understand? These points are related to the binding energy curve. Okay, from the graph only each and every point we discussed. Just few minutes, listen carefully one more time. From this graph, deuterium has lesser binding energy per nucleon. More stability in nucleon was iron. Okay, its binding energy nearly 8.75 MeV. Most of the nuclei having the binding energy which is average binding energy nearer to the 8 MeV. On increasing the mass number, binding energy also fall. For example, for uranium 238, 7.6 MeV per nucleon. Clear now? Second point, properly see. In between the 30 to 170, most of the nuclei having the same binding energy. Well, because of due to the nuclear forces, they are always the short range forces. Within this region, the binding energy per nucleon is independent on the atomic number. Clear? Next, see, in this there are some peaks are observed. Those peaks are related to the maxima. If they have even number of protons and even number of neutrons, they have more stable compared with the minimas, which one have odd number of neutrons and odd number of protons. And the shells which indicates nuclei also having the energy levels. Okay, lighter nuclei always try to combine to become as a heavier nuclei called as stable nuclei. Heavier nuclei are generally splits to getting the stability. Okay, this is binding energy curve. Understand now? Please watch properly. The diagram is not possible to expand. Check it once properly. Thank you.